Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Universal Journeys radio show with your hosts, Dr. Brenda L. Bates and Donny Winter. Follow your heart, for only you know which path is right for you. Universal Journeys Radio is about how spirituality intersects with nearly every other aspect of our lives, even when we do not see it or realize it. Creativity and expression are our connections to the spiritual energy many seek to understand, and our identity is forged through this process. Universal Journeys seeks to help illuminate the different intersections between creativity, spirituality, and identity, in order to empower and enlighten. And I'm surprised I managed to do that without getting tongue-tied this time. Anyway.
You did a great job.
Tonight our topic is, well, we are having open readings and open discussion. So if you would like to call in for a reading or to participate in our discussions, I don't know where our discussions will go, but we will be discussing something if we do not have readings anyway. Our number is 347-850-8292. So if you'd like to call in, feel free to do so. And while I am in the lovely Midwest, Brenda is enjoying a vacation, partying it up down in Florida right now, right, Brenda dear?
You betcha. I'm in downtown, well, not quite downtown, but Jacksonville, Florida. I am actually across from the Benru University here, whatever that's called. It's called First Atlantic Bank. So I'm down here, and this is bright, sunshiny, and tomorrow, guess what? I'm getting on a cruise ship to go to the Bahamas.
And hopefully later during our show when we have a lull, we'll have you talk about your adventure, okay, and maybe provide some insights as to spiritually anything that you may be tuning into at that point down there. But yes.
Sure, no problem.
Oh, okay, good. Yay. Okay, so did we want to start off with a few readings?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
All right. Let me bring in our first caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Welcome to Universal Journeys.
This is Rose. Thanks for taking my call.
Hi, Rose.
I spoke to you guys, I think it was in May, and I wanted to know about romance. And you saw somebody younger, somebody younger from my past coming back, but I haven't heard from anyone, and I haven't met anyone new, so I was hoping to get an update.
Okay. So this was back in May, correct?
Yeah, I just checked the archives. It was back in May.
Mm-hmm. And I think, if I remember correctly, we said toward the end of summer, if I remember correctly. Possibly.
The beginning of summer that I would be hearing back from someone. And I don't remember if you said I was going to meet someone new. I'm sorry, I didn't listen to it.
Rose, I still feel that he's coming in. You just got to be a little more patient. The other thing, too, is even though you're, kind of gone forward with your life, you still are holding back for that someone to come in. And really, you have to let go and let God with this particular one, because for him to be the right one, he's got to come in on his own terms and without an expectation. That's the big thing. And, again, I see that he's right around the corner. And I know I've told someone else that several years ago, and literally he was right around the corner from her.
See, I'm not waiting for him to come back. It's just that you both brought it up, and I said, that's strange. I haven't heard from this guy in like 5 years. Why, and so I guess because you told me, I'm like, well, is he coming back? But I'm more interested in meeting someone new and moving on.
Good.
Yeah, it's not
that's
that
actually
easy,
a good thing.
though.
No,
I protect my heart a lot.
I think in a lot of ways that was something that you yourself had to work through too, because I know I've been in that position before where I've been, focused on somebody else coming back into my life at one point in time, and me waiting for that person prevented me from encountering anybody that, would be coming into my life at that moment. And once I started, in my mind saying, okay, this person is in the past, I must leave him in the past, then I started attracting more people, and it started opening up more opportunities for me. So I think the fact that you're here right now making that affirmation to yourself, that is a huge sign that you're ready to move forward, especially.
Oh, definitely. I am ready to move on.
Yep.
Okay.
That's huge. Again, it feels like he's right around the corner. I don't know about you, Donnie, but it's like you're right around the corner.
I do. I feel that too. And the thing, okay, here is the thing. Like, I was tuning in for a minute to any, potential opportunities you may have, and this person's right around the corner, but he's going to be familiar to you. Like, when you meet him, you're going to be like, I feel like I could have known this person my entire life. And I think that's that synchronizing between two people that really tells you, like, oh, this person is definitely the one. And I think for you, this person will be just exactly that. So if you end up feeling that familiarity, that is definitely supposed to be there.
Great.
Right. The other thing, too, is what's going on with your job? It feels like there's something about to change or just tweaking in your job. What have you been doing with your job?
Honestly, I'm looking for work, and I've been temping, and it's not really steady either. I hope it doesn't take too long. I hear that it takes a long time to find work, so I'm hoping, and I'm really trying hard, and I'm talking to agencies. I'm sending my resume, so I don't know what you're picking up.
It feels like you're going to get a hit either this coming Monday, which is tomorrow, or the next coming Monday. Because, it's like...
What do you mean by a hit?
Like that.
Tomorrow I'm working. I have a temp job tomorrow. And then after that, I don't know.
But that doesn't mean that you're not going to get a hit by some other employer or, your headhunter or whoever is going out there. Because really being out there like you are, it helps the situation. But it's either going to be tomorrow you're going to get a hit, which means that something is going to come into your arena of focus so that you can go and explore that a little more, or next Monday. That's what it feels like.
Wow, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long at all.
That's very encouraging. That's why I like to talk to psychics, because you guys give me a lot of hope. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Did you have any other questions for us?
I just wanted to know about the guy from the past. Is he just around the corner, or do you meant a new guy?
No, but what it is like Donnie said earlier, just because we say he's a guy from the past, that doesn't necessarily mean this lifetime. Okay? So the guy from the past is in, like Donnie said, a familiar individual, like you've known each other forever type of thing.
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
Okay.
So I guess my finances are going to improve also because I will be working. You see that, an improvement because...
You betcha.
Oh, all right.
Keep going.
Thank you. That's a sigh of relief. Thank you. I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling in. You have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. So let's go on to our next caller. That was really good, wasn't it? And before we go to the next caller, I think sometimes we get that cross-life familiarity mixed up with what we're actually living in the moment. And it's important that we try to strive in order to filter out that type of noise. And heck, that could be a topic in of itself for an entirely different show. But I feel like that was worth mentioning.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So let us go on to our next caller. All right. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Welcome to Universal Journeys Radio.
Thank you. This is Ellen, and I appreciate your taking my call. I'd like to ask you about work, but if you pick up a hit on anything else, let me know.
Okay. And what was the name, Ellen or Helen?
Ellen, E, no H.
Oh, okay. Ellen, perfect.
Okay, Ellen, okay.
All right. So
For me, Ellen, it feels like my left foot, wants to take another step up of that rung. I don't know if you're actively looking for work, or if it's not another step opportunity in where you might be at this particular time. Have you ever thought about writing a book, though? Because that's something right there. In a book will actually coincide with a business that you might have formulating in your mind. So it kind of goes hand in hand there.
Either some sort of business or some sort of opportunity that, you know, that you're very invested in, something where you have like a lot of authority. And I am picking up on some form of creativity that Brenda has mentioned, and writing is the primary one that I am getting also. And I'm also picking up something else, family or friend related, but after we're done talking about the business thing, I will talk about that. So, are you getting anything else, Brenda, dear?
No, it's just that what I'm getting, and I don't know if it's for me or if it was for Ellen, underneath her is like she's being lifted up on a balloon type of thing, where it's kind of squishy. You know how when you have a balloon and you can put your fingers in it but not bust it? That's what it feels like, is lifting up from the bottom and kind of pushing you up, which is kind of cool. And I don't know if it's that's what you're doing, is you're, you know, pushing yourself up, you're lifting yourself up, and also have that little leeway where you can, you know, take a little bounce. If you got to go down, you can. If you got to go up, you can. It's like a little bounce type of thing.
Right. The interesting thing is I already feel the momentum. Like, I feel like there is some form of creative or work-related momentum that you've already taken, whether or not you're aware of it. And I guess this kind of segues into my the thing that I was picking up about a family or a family member or a friend, because like I really got like this sharp stabbing, kind of like a pinprick in the back of my neck that really felt like envy. And I feel like somebody you know is going to grow envious of the ascent that you're making, and they're going to try to cause some conflict in order to prevent you from reaching that height. So be very aware of that, okay?
Oh, my. I can't imagine who that would be.
No, and that's the scary part about it. That's the scary part about it, because you can't imagine, and it's going to take you by surprise. You're like, holy cow. And it is someone who has, you know, good intentions at this particular time, but yet you are going to excel or move up so quickly that they're going to like, holy cow, what, how, and, you know, I want some of that, and what's up with that? That's how much the bounce is going to be. That's how much people or something that's under you are pushing you up. You are being totally guided with a lot of different things, even though you might not think that at this particular time. But there is a lot of spirit activity that's really, really helping you do this. You must have really done something totally awesome to help someone out of a pinch. I almost want to say a dire pinch. And this is going to be your reward. It's awesome.
Oh. Definitely. And don't, by all means, do not let this person discourage you. When this happens, keep in mind that they are just reacting out of just a primal reaction of, I wish I had that, like what Brenda was just saying. And I think it's going to be a person that you may not necessarily expect this type of reaction from. So I feel like the best way to resolve that would be mostly communication, because this person isn't going to want to communicate about how they feel, but they're still going to take those actions. So I think it's going to be important for you to make that first line of communication with that person in order to come to a mutual understanding. And I think if that happens, then their subtle lashing out will be diffused.
Wow. Yeah. I want to say thank you so much for the reading, and I just love the imagery of the underinflated balloon bouncing along and lifting me up.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I've not seen that before. I mean, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. You can't fail. You can't fall off because you're right in the center, and it's pushing you up. And as it's pushing you up, you're going a little bit higher than the balloon is. Then you're coming back down, and you're coming back up higher. I mean, it's just you have so many things and so many individuals that they're pushing and helping you to grow. You just got to get out of your own way.
Was the balloon red? Because when you started talking about it, I envisioned a red balloon.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what it is. It's not red, like a bright red, but it's like a I don't even want to say the color that I just saw. It's not that color, but it's how I want to explain it is not so cool. But I
was thinking kind of like a brownish, like a very earthy red.
Okay.
Yeah, but a little bit brighter than that, just a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
like those balls that you like those balls that you that you used to play with in gym, the red ones that are kind of you can push in, but yet they're also kind of tough and stuff like that. It's not gonna pop. It's not gonna pop. So it's that color red.
Okay. I think we had different gym equipment because that's not ringing a bell, but I can imagine kind of reddish brown.
No problem.
Okay. I want to say again, thank you so much, and I'm just still smiling at the imagery.
Good.
You're welcome.
And when you get in this situation, sorry guys, I just gotta go. This energy here in Florida is awesome. The thing is just go, just get out of your own way. And when you're down, you start to get your self-esteem down. Think of that imagery and go for it. It's like, no, you can't fail. You cannot fail. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
I needed that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ellen.
Have a good night.
Bye. You too.
Wow, I'm telling you, this energy down here is like, woo! I'm like soaring. Soaring and getting a lot of good information.
Describe that energy a bit down there.
Woo! The energy down here, because you're closer to the equator, and the closer you get to the equator, the energy gets a much lighter and brighter and higher. And not saying that Florida doesn't have its low spots, but for me, tuning into this energy, being so close to the ocean purifies a lot of this stuff, and it raises the energy. My energy has been rising as I've been coming closer and closer. I've been, I came down here with a friend of mine, and as I'm coming down, I'm able to tune into Patrick like I haven't been in like forever, things like now, and also her loved one too. And it's like, wow, this is really great. I mean, what's going on here? What's the difference between coming down here and being at home? And I think it's because it's so earthy up there, that the energy, it's a denser energy up there. But coming down here and getting away from all of that and being around more people, of course, it raises the energy. There's more activity here.
Well, it also, if you examine like the natural features down there, it's salt water. That's a distinguishing factor. There's more sand. The earthiness at home is more of like a loamy, black dirt kind of feel to it. And I think all of that kind of like that sand, like it's when you think of sand and water, do you know how it gets dusty and then it flows with the water? That's what I think of that type of earthiness as. It goes along with the water.
True. That's true, because sand is a sifting mechanism. So sand, you're sifting away some of the stuff. Where we're at in the black dirt, that's a growth period. We grow things down there. Not that they don't grow things here, but there is most of the agriculture and stuff like that with animals and crops and stuff. But you have that black dirt. It's really pure growth there. Here you have a different type of growth, but you also have the sifting away. You got the mixture of salt and sand, and it sifts away some of the stuff that has been, stuck and, coagulated, if you want to call it that. And I think that's what's happening to me is that salt smell and the sand. I haven't put my feet in the sand yet. That comes on Tuesday. But with all of that, it's already affecting my energetic field, and I can tell it because I'm like, you know?
Well, I love it because it's contagious, and I'm feeling it too. Like I can feel it filtering from you. It's awesome. Okay,
cool.
so we have another caller. Did we want to do our next caller?
Sure.
All right. Hello, caller. Welcome to Universal Journeys.
Hi, how are you?
We're great. How are you doing? Could we get your name?
Marissa.
Did you say Alyssa?
Marissa.
Oh, Marissa.
Marissa.
Okay.
Okay, Marissa.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm like the first caller. I want to see what you see coming in for romance.
First of all, before we do that, what are you doing with your right leg? It's like, you know, you're standing straight, but you're lifting it up and to the left. Are you trying to boot somebody out of your life or get rid of somebody? Because that's kind of like, poof, move. It's like you would kick a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Poof.
No, it's not really.
Not really. That means you are.
That's the way I usually stand.
Huh?
That's the way I usually stand. I'm like 1 foot usually. I just lean to one side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at you. Okay. I was like, whoo. Like the Karate Kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
well, like
cool.
not only because I see where Brenda's going with that. Not only could that signify removing somebody from your life, but that could also symbolize avoiding somebody as well, removing yourself from a situation. Exactly. And I can't exactly pinpoint what the situation is, but I also know that it may be a situation that you're unaware of at the same time. So that could be why you may not be aware of it, or why you may not anticipate it if it hasn't happened yet.
And
did you just lose your train of thought, Brenda?
No, as I'm trying to get what it's trying to show me, and they're trying to show me, and excuse me, it's like a clearing that needs to go on. But it feels like you have a heaviness at the top of your heart, and it feels like it's something. Go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to, put resumes too. It's like the same caller, the first one. So basically, I'm looking for the same thing.
Okay, so if it's like the same thing, then you may get the same answer. But for you, it feels like the top of your heart feels like it's there. I feel the roundness of it. And it's kind of neat because it doesn't look like a regular heart. It looks like a heart that you would have, like the circles and coming down to a point. And it feels like at the top of that heart is like it's being held down. Are you holding back on love, allowing love in as much as you want it? Are you really holding back? Because I know I am. But I'm just saying, but are you holding back a little bit? Because there's a fear.
No, in the past. I just didn't, I'm ready now. I just kind of, didn't allow anybody in that didn't give, unless I thought there was a potential.
And I can totally understand you feeling that way in the past. And I'm not denying that you are ready now, because I do feel the sense that you're like, okay, I am done with this waiting crap. I know who I am. I am ready to tackle this now. Like, I do feel like you're in that place. But there is a small piece of you that is so cautious that it's the small thing that's preventing you from opening up to other people. And I think that could be that leg movement that Brenda was talking about, because instead of pushing or instead of like removing people, you kind of remove yourself.
Well, I just want the same mutual attraction. I don't want somebody who I'm not interested in. I want, it's not fair.
But that's up to you. That's actually up to you and who you want to come in and who you don't. You have to discern that.
Yeah, but I just want to know when the opportunity comes that I'll be, interested in something.
Okay, so you want to know specifically when.
Yeah, exactly when I'll have that spark with somebody.
Well, and I think what Dr. Brenda was saying was pretty valid, because I think when we want something, it's important for us to put that energy out there, but not too much of it. And I don't think you're putting too much of it out there, but I think that also there may be people coming into your life that you may not visualize them as being right for you. And I know I've gone through this before. Like, I meet somebody and I'm like, I'm not even going to make the time for them at all because, well, it's them. Like, they're totally not me. But after getting to know them a bit more and, connecting a little bit more, then there's this spark that happens, and it's like, oh, well, this, you start seeing this person from a different perspective. And I've noticed that this happens a lot to people who've been through a lot of loss and heartbreak. It's that we start cultivating this notion that a person needs to be specifically this way, and this way, because we're used to, finding people who utilize their negative aspects to hurt us. But at the same time, we can't, throw ourselves at the opposite end of the pool and be like, okay, we need, this exact template of a person. And I think that...
No, but
go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is I don't want to be the pursuer. I want to know when I'll be pursued, and I'm like, who's pursuing me? That's...
Ooh.
Interesting.
What I mean?
I don't
think
to go ask men out that I find attractive.
But sometimes in the process of what Donny was saying, even though you have these individuals who might not look like they are meant for you or someone that is likely to be with you, you are like, okay, that's it. You're not allowing that to happen for them to pursue you. And so they're there. I see them. I feel them around you because they're like doing a little swarm around you. But you're like, nope, you're not the type. Nope, you're not the type. And because you're putting your hand up in the defense mechanism mode, not physically, but spiritually, you're stopping that energy from coming.
No, there's a couple of them that I think are cute, but if they asked me, I would definitely go for it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what happens if you are not right for them and they don't ask?
Well, then it's going to happen.
And it's interesting that you bring that up, because since we first started talking, you're a very powerful presence. I feel like you've garnered such an experience in life that you do know who you are and you know what you expect out of life. And a lot of men are intimidated by that, especially because a lot of the time there are instances where they never end up knowing what they want out of life or knowing what they want in a person. And I guess maybe that could be why they're afraid of making that first move, because they're afraid of that reaction, So, I know I get the feeling that you're probably the person who's always ended up making the first move when it comes to people. And I try to encourage people that, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm never the type of person that makes the first move. Never. Hello?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, no, I never make the first move ever.
Maybe it's time.
Never.
Maybe it's time. Maybe that's the whole thing that's stopping you. That's got the heaviness on there.
I think that is probably the one thing that's, blocking that, like what Brenda was saying earlier. But I don't think, like, that's not a huge obstacle to get through, though. I know you can get through it. And I think once you do, you'll probably end up, because once you resolve that, you lower that barrier, and then that allows people to filter into your life. And I think once you do lower that barrier, it will be a matter of a few months before you start attracting that person.
Right, because if we keep going around and saying, I never pursue anybody because that's not who I am, you're literally putting out there like, you're not good enough for me because you're not good enough for me to pursue you. So it's a little give and take there. And it's going to be out of your comfort zone, okay, because you've never done it before. But sometimes you need to pursue someone that you like. That'll change up the energy and then loosen it up so more abundance, more, availability and everything else will come into play for you.
Mm-hmm.
As much as that may be bad, or you might think it might be not good, or it's not going to happen. I mean, that is what it is.
All right. So you don't see any guys. Do you see a job coming soon? So forget the men.
Job-wise. I feel like you're probably at the point in life where you need a change.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like also that same barrier is discouraging you from maybe pursuing something new.
Yep.
It's perfectly normal. Like, a lot of people are discouraged when it comes to change. But a lot of the time that change won't come to us unless I like to think of change as a set of dominoes. Like, once you hit the first one, the next one goes, the next one goes. We start setting that chain of events in motion. And I think once you start putting yourself out there more, you'll find something new.
No, I have. Believe me, I have put myself out there.
That's good. So I would definitely continue doing that then. Because in my past, I've put myself out there, and I always haven't had success with it. But I had to continue putting myself out there. When at first I would, retract myself a bit and be like, okay, this isn't working. Why am I doing it? So I think that also could be one of a similar situation, just continuing to put yourself out there, because eventually something is going to hook on and draw you in, which is a good thing.
No, it doesn't sound so soon, I guess. Yeah.
Brenda, are you picking up anything on the job front?
I picked up what you picked up on. It goes hand in hand, and it's about pursuing. That's what I got.
Right.
Well,
it's interesting because I'm also getting a feeling that something new for you is going to happen probably closer to the end of this year. I think there's going to be a few opportunities that may present themselves, surprising opportunities too. So I would definitely be aware at the end of the year. I would say in the span of December.
Well,
so definitely keep yourself open to something potentially happening in that month.
Okay. Just I was hoping sooner because.
Could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
I was saying I was hoping sooner, because it's hard to go temping and waiting for calls with, if they're going to call for employment. It's very hard.
Yeah. Well, I think you're on the right track. And I do have a feeling that since you are putting yourself out there, if you continue to do so, then those opportunities will gravitate. They will gravitate to you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what was holding me back with dating because, when there's no steady work, I can't really put myself out there to date.
Yeah. sometimes we have to focus on one thing before we focus on the other. I know for me, I've also felt like by focusing on more than one aspect of my life, I feel too stretched too thin, and I can't focus enough energy on the one thing I want first before, the second thing. So I do believe that these opportunities that are coming later in the year are more job-related
Mm-hmm.
than relationship-related, but also these new opportunities could bring to you different connections with people as well. So that could potentially lead to something beyond that.
True. Now, I have to ask you a question. Since you've been talking to us, it feels like your energy has shifted and you let go of some stuff. By letting go, you actually open up an avenue for a job opportunity to come into play. And this is not that far off. You may be, and I say maybe, you may be talking a good maybe month and a half before this happens, but it's a lot sooner than what Donny mentioned at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be if you keep lifting and letting go of that suppressed or I'm not pursuing or I won't pursue, it's gonna be sooner than you think.
Yeah, with men I don't pursue, but with jobs I pursue.
It's the job. The man comes later. First you got to focus on money, bringing money in and stuff like that, and then the men will come later. And the men, once you focus on your energy on a job, I definitely foresee you having someone come into your life towards the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to get yourself out there first.
I don't know. I think I'll wait till a year from now because, I'm just, if it doesn't happen by New Year's, I just wait a following year. So forget the men. I just want to be working at this point.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
And as Brenda was saying, we both definitely see something on the job horizon for you.
Well, I was hoping, but it's been a long time, put it that way.
Yeah. It's coming. You made a breakthrough tonight. It's coming.
No, I had jobs that lasted me like almost 10 years, but due to layoffs, and it's so hard to find work in. So I'm not used to going without work like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's tough. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But it's coming. I'm telling you. It's you lifted something. You let go of something when we were talking here. And when you let go, I let go, and it's like, here we go. So you started the ball rolling. That energy, you lifted that energy, you let that energy go, and now you're going to be fruitful here soon, very soon.
Definitely.
And this is going to be like the thing of the past.
I don't know. It's been like a year without work, almost. 6 months.
It doesn't matter. It's got to. Something has to break.
See, the thing is, I think it's been so long that you've kind of let that sour your hope for future opportunities. One thing that you have to remember is that, the world around you will reflect what you're feeling on the inside. And I would encourage you to not let the 6-month span discourage you, because before you know it, that pebble is going to come loose that allows that, that flow of opportunity to come towards you. So don't let it ruin all of your hope, because there is still hope there. And I know it's been a long time, but something will turn up very soon for you.
Absolutely.
Well, 4 months isn't that soon. But I appreciate
maybe 4 months.
Well, that's really a long time, with expenses.
Maybe 4 months.
That's just not encouraging. All right, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome. You have a good night. Okay, Brenda. So shall we go on a quick break?
Yes.
All right. To any other callers waiting, we will be back in about 5 minutes or so. to take your call. And I think let's pick a song to listen to. What should we listen to? Let's listen to Safe and Sound by Capital Cities. We will be right back, everyone. All right. Welcome back to Universal Cities, everyone. I don't know about you, but I couldn't hear any music. Brenda, did you hear any music toward the end there?
I didn't hear any music at all.
Okay. I think Blog Talk Radio might be being a little bit glitchy. Happens with the music, everyone. We definitely apologize for that. Okay, anyways, welcome back, everyone. Our topic for tonight is actually open readings and open discussions, and we've been doing readings for the past hour. And before we get on to our next segment of readings, I wanted to do a couple of advertisements. If you would like to follow us on our social media, if you go to Facebook and type in Universal Journeys, you should be able to find our Facebook page. The URL link is facebook.com/Universal Journeys 111. On there we post our shows, we post uplifting comments, and we also share a lot of spiritual images there. So if you would like to follow us along on there, you're more than welcome to. Also, if you go to our YouTube channel, we're in the process of getting Universal Journeys uploaded there. Simply youtube.com/user/Universal Journeys. So if you go there, you should be able to find us and subscribe to our channel. All right. Brenda, did you have anything to add before we go on to the next person?
Woohoo!
I take that as a no.
That's a no.
All right, let's go on to our next caller, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hello, caller. Welcome to Universal Journeys.
Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you? Could we get your name?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Could we get your name?
Yes, my name is Lucia.
Did you say Lucia?
Lucia?
Yes, Lucia.
Ooh, that's pretty. All right. All right. So what question do you have for us this evening?
I have, two important questions. My first question is, I tend to do a lot for people, usually at the expense of not really taking care of my own things. Mm-hmm. And I feel that it's a very, low self-esteem type of process that I get into, and I notice it's been repetitive. And then when I do everything that I can for the person and they don't need my help and they're able to move on, other friends, continue on with their life, I go into this point of jealousy and self-neglect that is incredibly unhealthy. I'm wondering, how can I reevaluate myself so that I'm doing things that are healthy for me, caring for other people, and not inviting this jealousy monster into my life after my help is no longer needed and I feel like I'm useless again.
Very good questions. Very good.
And
I'm actually not surprised that you brought this up because I could feel it before you started introducing your story, because I have been in that position before myself, where you give so much to people and then suddenly you're cast away, like you're just a shell of nothingness. And I know that's kind of a grandiose way of putting it, but I couldn't think of another way of putting it. And but the thing is, that same situation happens over and over again until we break that cycle. And I think the thing is, you've made that first step already by recognizing that there is a problem where it's almost like a form of self-harm that you're inflicting upon yourself also.
Yes.
And I sincerely believe that you need to latch onto some sort of creative outlet that you have to express yourself, because thus far your expression has been through doing things for other people. And while that's not a bad thing, if you rely on that solely as an outlet, and you don't get anything in return, or you don't get any recognition at all in return, that's when it crosses that line into being something that's very destructive. And the thing is, you have let your creative outlets go because you've been dedicating more time to people around you as opposed to dedicating time to yourself. Okay. But the thing is, I think that you've already let some of that pain go, some of that, that blockage go by admitting that you do have a problem. And now it's all about where we go from here. Okay. Now, actually, I have a YouTube channel, and I've been talking about the same thing on my channel about self-bullying. And I think that probably in the past you've probably had people treat you poorly, and you've internalized that to the point where if something happens, you also you kind of self-bully on the inside because that's what you're used to. It's kind of scary to think of it this way, because in a lot of ways, if we get so used to being hurt, we get comfortable with that pain, so we inflict pain upon ourselves in order to maintain that level of comfort. So I think that the first step to getting through this repetition would be by telling people no. And that is probably the most difficult thing to do. But if someone comes into your life and they are expecting help from you, or it's okay to say no. Okay to say no. Brenda, what are you getting at?
The other thing too, what I would suggest is focus on fixing you. And it's not really fixing you, but it's helping you. And it's a healing process. I had to go through this too. And what I realized is I was giving all my energy and everything else to everybody else. I was giving them me. So, and I was cleaning them, and they would take my energy, and they wouldn't take the advice, but they would take the energy and everything else, and they would leave. And then when they leave, you're like stuck there all by yourself, and you're like, what is me? What is with me? Why can't I keep anybody? It's because you give everything to yourself to the individual, there's nothing else to give, because they want more and more and more, and when they can't get it, then you're like, oh, okay, well, we're done with that, I'm going to go on. And what I've learned through this last year or so is that I have to now look out for me. And I have to focus on me. I have to focus on healing me. I have to focus on where to go next, what to do next. And then once you do that, then you start to realize that you have enough energy to be able to take care of you, and then give bits and pieces to other people who might need it. But you won't be not able, but because you are always able. But excuse me. But what will happen is you will give just little bits and pieces instead of your whole self, and then you'll have more confidence, self-confidence, and everything else, and you'll be able to move on.
And I wanted to know, because I had a very rough childhood. My mom, basically, she was incredibly physically abusive. When she would think about, hitting me, she would grab an electrical cord and she would go overboard. And I'm like, okay, I know that's it. Hey, do I go back and clear that up, heal that, or do I say, okay, that's part of all the stuff that's happened. I go forward from here. Do I go back in time, or do I just say I can't go back to everything and let that go? Some stuff is I don't even remember what it was. I'm just gonna move forward from here. How do I take that step?
For me, and this is a suggestion, is something that I have done for a sexual abuse issue. And how I was able to get over it and get through it. And that is called the emotional freedom technique. It's much better than counseling. It's quicker than counseling. And you could do it yourself. But the thing is when you figure out and find the technique, there's also 50 tapping. It's called something tapping anyway. And you tap in a certain area of your body, and you tap it 50 times. And you say the same thing over and over again, especially physical and emotional abuse from my mother, physical and emotional abuse from my mother. And that will trigger some emotions, and you tap through those emotions, you know. And for EFT, it's, even though I have been physically abused by my mother, I still love and accept myself. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, keep tapping 50 and keep going. When you cry, if you need to cry, cry. If there's another thing that pops up while you're doing that, tap that next. And keep going, go through the filters and everything else. You're going to be so emotionally relieved once you get down to that process, that last bit, that that emotion, you'll be able to talk about it, but you will not have any emotion that is connected to that. The reason I know that is because I did that. And it's all about that emotion. I went through some sexual abuse when I was a kid, and it was messing up my whole sexual life, my whole relationship aspect with people, because I felt like I was a whore and everything else, and that really wasn't it at all. But that's what I felt like. So that emotion stayed with me until I was 38, 39, something like that, which is not that long ago. And but once I tapped it all through, every aspect of it, I mean, like one thing popped up on one thought popped in my mind. When I finished with the one I was doing, I went to that one, and on and on and on and on. And when I got done, I can sit here and talk about it today, and there is no emotion attached to that. It does not affect me. And I was able to do that with the help of someone. Keep prodding, keep going to the next level, because sometimes you need that help too. But he wasn't bad, like some people might be. But you need to make sure who you trust with that. And you go through that. It took me 2.5 hours to get through it all, and it was done. Fun.
Wow. And a lot of it also involves surrounding yourself with the correct people, like Brenda was alluding to right there. Because, like, I went through a similar experience when I was younger, too. And I always tried to compensate for those terrible things by being the nicest, most kindred person I could possibly be. But I didn't realize that in doing that, I thrust myself onto the entire opposite end of the spectrum, and that ended up let people, you know, kind of leech off from me. But I was so willing to give that I would just, after I was hurt by it, I would just immediately snap back and be like, well, I just have to get through it. I just have to get through it. When in all actuality, in order to break that cycle, I had to, you know, turn those people away. And the thing is, we have a fear of angering people, especially when we have gone through that type of trauma where it has involved physical abuse. And the thing is, now that you're an adult, you have more control over what your own actions are when it comes to dealing with people's anger. When you're younger like that, you can't really do anything but, you know, sit there and take it. But now that you're older, you have the power to remove yourself from the situation, and I also think it all comes back down to expression, because as a child, we haven't really cultivated our creative outlets yet, but when we become an adult, we have. And I think that if you found some means of creative expression, you'll be able to take those past traumas and get them out there and face them in a different type of way that may help you overcome them and then overcome the current situations that you're going through right now.
Wow. I see that light bulb going, whoa, wait a minute here. They're talking about something there.
Everything made sense, like, especially, like, the past and having a creative outlet and, you know, dealing with things in a very positive way, because I mean, I know it's time. I was, like, having a conversation with myself, and I was like, I would like to leave this world knowing that I didn't drag that with me to whatever's next after we, you know, we change skin or we evolve to the next dimension. I'd like to know that I'm not dragging all that baggage with me. So I'm ready. And I don't even know what that means or what's going to happen. I just know that I'm tired. I feel I deserve to at least try, to have a better life internally for myself. I can't control everything that happens outside, but at least I want my soul to have some sort of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Brenda, sorry.
I want to say, in the book is called Tapping the Healer Within.
Okay.
That's the name of the book, Tapping the Healer Within.
Mhm.
So if you want to go that way, read the book. It gives you, I believe it gives you how to do it in it's 50, you tap 50 times in a certain area. So, yeah, Tapping the Healer Within. Okay. That would probably be the cheapest and quickest way of doing it.
Okay.
And the thing is, like what you were stating earlier, about being tired of this and wanting to leave more of an impact, the greatest step that you have taken is admitting that and realizing that and having that sense of awareness, because now if a situation arises where you start feeling insecure or you start feeling jealous, you'll instantly be able to recognize that, and at some point you may be able to recognize that even before it happens. Because because for me, I would have to introspect a bit and, talk to myself in my mind and be like, okay, Donny, why are you doing this? What's causing this reaction? How can you resolve it? It's a very practical way of going about it, but if in the heat of the moment that's your last resort, by talking to yourself in your mind, that's also a good way of anticipating or preventing yourself from falling off that deep end of insecurity.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh. You can do it.
I do. I do feel a weight lifted. Definitely.
I had to breathe different. Like I actually had to breathe different just now because I really felt something positive. Like I saw like a waterfall of tears. And I'm not crying right now, but I just felt like a release.
Water is cleansing. It's cleansing. And I think also knowing that other people have been at that point is consoling a bit, because, we all have our own ways of working through things, and sometimes we just need insight as to how we can, take those steps to get through those types of situations. It's going to be awesome for you. I feel great things coming for you.
Thank you. It's been a little crazy, but I really, truly, I'm so thankful that I called in. I really feel happy about it.
Good. And we feel happy for you, too, because we can feel that.
Exactly. And we're happy that you called in because, I feel like, and this discussion has also made me realize some barriers within myself that I have, too. So in a lot of ways, these situations help benefit all of us.
They sure do.
Did you have any final questions for us?
No, if there is anything like as far as like that you're picking up, any type of anything clairvoyant-wise.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up that question, because I do see a person coming in the immediate future that is the type of person who won't leave you after you do something good for them. I feel like you're going to end up meeting somebody else who understands that deep level of being a genuinely good person, but having that thrown in your face. So you're going to be able to connect with someone on that level.
That's reassuring for me, because it's very rare for me to come across people like that.
And those people are out there.
Yep, they are. And you're healing too. You're healing right here with us. But when you get that book and you start going through those processes, you're healing more, and you're letting go of that stuff, or you will be letting go of that stuff that actually stopped you from going forward in the first place, and allowing someone good to come in your life.
Right. Yeah. That's what it is. I set up like this fortress And it was just me on the other side, and I was saying to myself, but I can't live without people. I'm not a one-man island. Why am I doing this? There was a way to protect, but it wasn't really protection. It was self-destruction.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Know that too.
Well, now you can start. Now you can start rebuilding.
Yes. A step at a time.
Yeah. Good job.
And like I was telling you, I don't even know how, but I'm just gonna ask, the angels, the higher power, to just continue to, take me in that direction and allow myself to be open, to positive things and learning experiences as well.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good. All right. Well, do you have any final thoughts for us?
No. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in. And feel free to call in and catch up with us at some point in the future if you'd like.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. So we have a couple of callers who've been waiting for a while. So do we want to get to them next?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Thank you for being so patient.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
Could we get your name first?
Barbara.
Barbara. Yes, we are doing readings.
Yeah. I guess I would maybe like a general reading around love and romance in my life.
Well, we usually take specific questions and then go from there, because if it's a question related to love and romance, feel free to pose it to us.
Okay. Do you see anything new coming into my life, or a past relationship coming back?
Funny you say past relationship coming back, because what I'm feeling is you need to resolve that thing first before someone else can come into your life. And I must say that by resolving that, you have someone out in the outskirts where you can't see them, and they're looking in, and they're waiting for you to figure out what you want to do.
Definitely.
Nice looking man, too. Dark hair. Yeah. Woo. But Italian over there waiting. I'm like,
So someone that I know? Or just energetically waiting to be...
Energetically waiting out there. And I say energetically because they, too, have a couple things that they have to let go. But that doesn't mean that they're not out there waiting, they're not watching. I mean, they're not watching because they are watching. But you have to let go of the past. You literally have to. And we're all told that. That's the generic thing. But for you, there is one individual who tweaks your interest, but it didn't work out, and he continues to tweak your interest as like, what if? Well, you know something? If it didn't happen the first time, it won't happen again.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Brenda hit it right on the head.
Yeah. At least in this situation. It's time to say, thank you very much for giving me the lesson that you provided me. I am most grateful. I did learn this. I really would love another chance, but I think I'll pass this lifetime and go on to this other beautiful-looking piece of specimen as a gentleman. Gosh, I wish I was there waiting. He was waiting for me.
And you know what? And you know what? You have this amazing inner light about you. Like as soon as you called in, I could see it. And the thing is, this person in the past did not appreciate that light within you as effectively as this person in the future can. So
exactly.
Don't dim yourself for somebody in the past. Let yourself be vibrant and let yourself attract that person that's coming to you very soon.
Okay. And the cool thing is you've done a lot of work on yourself. That's what it feels
like.
You've done a lot of work on yourself to get to where you're at. Why do you want to go back to something like that? You know, when he didn't deserve you the first time. You've got this, I'm telling you, this guy out here is an Adonis, if you want to call it that, because he's a gorgeous piece of work. I mean, and the cool thing about it is not only is he gorgeous, he has an awesome heart. That's what makes it. He is right there for you. He is going to treat you like a princess, like you want to be treated, and the love is going to be really reciprocal. But you keep hanging on to that goofy guy back there that doesn't deserve even you a second look, let alone this guy over here. Yes, this guy over here has to work through minor things, and then he's going to be coming into your life. But you, young lady, have to let go of that guy over there and stop thinking about woulda, coulda, shoulda. No, it's done.
Yeah.
See you later. Have a great day. Hello, lovely man over here.
So that would be, do you have any idea of timing or, a year or 6
It really
months
depends on you. It really depends on you. I could give you a time frame, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to stay tried and true. It's only at this particular time. And it really depends on when you literally let this guy go there. You could say, oh, yeah, let it go. No, there's still some sort of energetic connection back there. When you let that, when you sever that energetic connection, that man over here, that gorgeous Adana over here, is going to be there quicker than 2 winks of a stick. Or shakes of a stick.
Yes, I definitely agree.
It could be as long as a year. It depends on you. It could be as long as a year. But if you seriously sit down and say, okay, I'm seriously done with that, let go of that energy string, cut those ties, have a nice day, see you later, and then go on to this beautiful, gorgeous man that's right here. And he is like right there. Then it'll even be sooner.
Okay. Okay, great.
Gorgeous man, I'm telling you. Just you gotta go. Yeah.
Well, that would be nice.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I gotta say, oh my gosh, that guy was like gorgeous.
Oh, I know. And see, the thing is, not only was he gorgeous physically, but he's gonna really resonate with her.
Oh, beautiful! It's more than a match made in heaven.
I would say that it's on the. I'd say it's twin flame-ish.
I would really say, if it's not, it's really close. And no. Let me take it back. It's not twin flame-ish because there won't be anything to work through. Even twin flames have something to work through. It's going to be beyond that. It's beyond the scope of twin flame. That's how good they're gonna connect. How closely they're gonna connect. This is going to be like true love. Forget the soulmate. Forget the twin flame. This is going to be true love here.
Exactly. Well, they've been working on themselves long enough, and they've gotten to the point where it's time. It's their time. Well, Brenda, dear, did we want to go on break for a few minutes?
I would say let's do that. And welcome back to Universal Journeys with your host, Reverend Brenda, or actually Dr. Brenda L. Bates and Donny Winter. Now I'm going to make a shameless plug for this network, Mystical Awakenings. We have True Paranormal from 8 to 10 on Monday night. We have Spiritual Journeys on Tuesday.
Sacred Journeys.
Tuesday night. That too. Sacred Journeys. Sorry, guys. From, is it 7 to 9, I think it is?
Yep, it's 7 to 9 on Tuesday night.
Okay, and Mystical Awakenings on Wednesday nights from 7 to 9, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have on Saturdays from 8 to 9 or 8 to 10.
Nope,
what?
9 to 11.
9 to 11, it says, what the hell was that? Then, of course, you have us again back on Sunday night, Universal Journeys from 7 to 9. The other thing, too, is, guys, gals, don't forget, follow your heart, for only you know which path is right for you. No one else does. You do. We can help you, but welcome back.
Welcome back. And before we get on to our next caller, I want to do a shameless plug for my own YouTube channel. I do a lot of activist-based videos, anti-bullying advocacy, LGBTQ activist videos on YouTube. So if you want to subscribe to my channel, go to youtube.com and type in Donny Winter, D-O-N-N-Y, and then winter is in the season, and you'll be able to find my channel. So, all right, let us get on to more readings. So I am about to bring in our... Hello? Patty, I believe that's you.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I miss you.
I miss you too. But I'm actually calling in to ask a question. My question is, I'm having some health issues, and I'd like to know where they're going.
Okay. Were you going to add something onto that?
No, she says she lost us. Are you still there, Patty?
No, I have you again. For a minute, I lost you.
Okay.
So what did you hear?
I heard, only because I'm like in the next room from you, but I heard that you have a question about your medical, excuse me, your medical situation and where you're going.
Right, where is this going?
I can see your medical situation resolving at some point. And deep down, I also feel like I know you've been going through a period of mourning as well, which also kind of agitates that medical situation, even though you may not realize it. But having that additional stress weighs on you. I really believe that now that things are starting to pick up a bit, you'll start feeling much better and your health will start taking a turn for the better.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Brenda, how about you?
That, guys?
No, you said, are you okay?
No, I'm choking here. I ate something that was a little bit greasy, so it tickled my throat. That was kind of... for me, what I'm thinking of is, again, like Donny said, you have been through some stressful situations, to include the loss of a loved one. And that takes a huge toll on your body. And sometimes what happens with that is that pressure gets there, the anxiety, it's like little energy needles that are being poked in you all from all directions and stuff like that. Because you've had a lot of stuff going on. And I feel that this particular trip that you are going on right now, you're so close to the salt water, and when we're out in the international waters, you are going to be cleansed. It's like everything is going to be cleansed away because that's what salt does. When you're in the middle of the ocean, there's no land around, nothing to stop a cleansing from happening.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to be healed.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Were you saying go ahead to me or Patty?
Both.
Go ahead, Patty. What were you going to say?
I just said that sounds good to me.
Also, I think another thing is allowing people to be there for you. Because this is like the past year or more has been a transitional period. Because, I mean, you get to this point where you are having, like, this sense of familiarity in life, and then once that sense of familiarity stops, our immediate instinct is to kind of pull away, or we kind of build walls around our hearts. And it's for our own protection, yes, but also it's important that you allow other people to be there for you. because they are very integral in the aspect of, helping you go through that important transition.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's hard sometimes, though.
Oh, I know.
Well, and we're strong women, so we think we can do everything in ourselves. And really, life right now is about allowing people to help us. Like the caller prior, in her saying, okay, these guys are leaving me, and, once I give them information or help them, and they're gone. And we're left holding the bag. What little bag is left. So you've helped so many people throughout your lifetime, and especially recently with family and loved ones and stuff like that, doing the transitioning thing. It's time for you to step back and allow people to help you, as tough as that is, because that is tough.
Yes,
you know as well as I know that's tough, but that is what needs to be done. There needs to be an equality there. There needs to be a balance there. Once you balance that, the health issues that you feel that you have right now is going to be reduced drastically.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Good. That sounds good to me. I'm ready.
Oh, Patty, I love you.
I love you, too, and I miss you. I do greatly, but I'm glad I got to talk to you, and it will help. It's just reconfirming,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. And I wish you guys continued luck. You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay, well, big hug, and keep up the good work, and I love you, and thank you.
Big hugs, and I love you too.
Okay, have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cool.
All right. So are we ready for the next call?
Sure.
All right. Hello, caller. Welcome to Universal Journeys.
Hi, my name is Lori.
Lori. How are you tonight, Lori?
I'm good, thank you. I'm just calling to ask about my business. I own a business. So I was just wondering what you see for that in the next year.
Okay,
for the next year.
I know the holidays.
If I may, it feels like your feet are like going 1,000 miles a minute. Like, you're dancing. Sometimes you're dancing. Sometimes you're running. Sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, and you're still wiggling, but your feet are not moving. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can equal that energy, and it's just energetically. If you can equal that energy out or smooth that energy out just a little bit, your business is going to start taking off like a skyrocket towards the beginning of the year and keep climbing.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to equal that energy out or balance that energy, more balancing the energy. Because what the product or what you're doing, people need. You just need to be able to get it out there so people can know what it is. I mean, truly know what it is. You're putting information out there, but not the right wording to catch the interest of individuals. Do you know what I mean there?
I think so. I think that's very accurate.
Okay.
Another thing is I feel like you've also kind of lost a bit of your inspiration when it comes to your business. And, I mean, I know other people that this has happened to you also. Like, sometimes if you go through a lull or a discouraging experience, sometimes it's very easy to internalize that sensation and to continue with it. Next year, I really, I keep getting the word charity in my mind. Like, it just keeps popping up in my mind. And I believe that you're going to end up doing something some form of charity related to your business, and I think it's going to help reignite that momentum.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've been helping with homelessness. I have a family that I'm trying to help navigate. They're working poor, like I don't know what percentage of our state is the working poor, and they just had some medical issues and they got really behind. So I'm trying to help them a little bit financially and then a lot in navigation and getting them the resources that they need so they can get back up on their feet. And so I have been approached by the committees for homelessness to, help with, their committee and partner with them as my business. So anyway, I do have an interest in that charity. So that's so on.
Good. Very good. And, and I think also there may be other charity opportunities opening for you next year. So, and the thing is, though, when a business participates in some sort of charity, that gets the business's name out there. Not only does it help get that name out there, but it helps project a positive energy out there as well, and that comes back. And you're already doing wonderful things with it, and I think you're just going to continue to do wonderful things. So if other opportunities involving contributing to charities present themselves, do not hesitate to capitalize on those, not only for the sake of your business, but for the sake of also making a difference, because I feel like for you an important aspect of your business is, in the end, making some form of difference in your community, too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm all about. Yeah,
I just feel it growing here, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
What was Adam?
I said, I just see your business growing real quick here. I mean, it's just, like I said, the beginning of the year, and, again, that's like a little cliche, but that's what I see at the beginning of the year. There is this bright, shiny light for you, not one you're going to cross over and not come back. No, that's not it. It's like this, big sunshine kind of thing is like, okay, here you go, and you're going to step into this beautiful sunshine, stand on top of it, and be taken across the threshold into this big, open, expansive world so that you can help more people. And be compensated for it, too.
That would be wonderful, because I am kind of in a transitional state. I've been kind of cleaning out the old and getting ready for the new. And because I'm also going into a spiritual and health and wellness direction with modalities and different things. But it's that plus what it originally, has been created to be. But I am crossing over into another realm of things. And so that is about getting the word out and so people know what it is all about. But my energy's been very, very low. I've been fighting mono and a few other things that slowed me down because I'm a go, 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 go girl. And I have been drained. So it's helped me listen, to guidance. But I just was a little concerned, like, is it slowing me down for another reason, or is it slowing me down to get me ready for good stuff to come, A
little bit of both. Because it's slowing you down so that you take care of yourself. You need to learn to take care of yourself. That's the issue with a lot of us. Because we're out there, we want to help people, but what we fail to do and fail to understand is we cannot help other people if we're drained. We have to learn how to take care of us, and then we can help people. And during that process, we have to learn that we cannot give one person, two person, three person, every bit of our energy. They get little aspects that they need, not overabundance. We take care of ourselves.
And don't forget that the health of your business is also connected to your health, too. Because if your own health is disrupted, then that feeling, like you're going to start feeling drugged down, and then your business is also going to reflect that, too. So I think once you take the time for yourself and get better, you'll be able to do what you need to do to continue on to the next year.
I agree. That's so good and so true. And I'm starting to focus on that a little bit more. So as long as there's nothing bad that's going to manifest from any of this, low energy and some of the things I've been dealing with, hopefully it's just a transition and an awakening for me to be aware of, taking care of my body and my body spirit.
Yep, part of that purging. Purge the old, bring in the new, transition. Definitely.
I love it. That's good. That's good stuff. Well, you guys are very encouraging, and I appreciate it. And thank you so much for your time and taking my call. You guys have a great night.
Thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Namaste.
Okay, namaste.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was wonderful.
That was awesome.
we got the energy going tonight. I can tell you that. Woohoo!
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm in a different place. So, woo, that's energy low.
All right. So, do you want to go on to our next caller then?
Absolutely.
All right. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Thank you for being so patient. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Hi, this is Donna.
Hi.
Thanks for taking the call.
Hi there.
Hi. If you see a relationship coming in for me with a man, I'd like to eventually get married and be in a relationship with a great friend, companion, be in love.
It's almost like, why are you you should already have someone there.
No, I've never been married. I'm 61. Yeah. The last man I was with was 6 years ago, and he drowned. I was with him for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm focusing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to.
No, it's okay. I am too.
Because
Go ahead, Brenda, dear.
No, go ahead. Because you're probably going to say the same thing I am. So go ahead.
Well, I was going to say I felt like there was somebody already there, like right next to you, and I feel like that presence is still there.
Yep. And my thing was that I was going to go to the next step is why is he still there? Why is he holding you back? That's where because you have that energy there. It's like all the other guys that would be potential individuals is being pushed away because you feel like you already have someone in your life. Was this sudden? Was this all of a sudden? Did he even know?
No, he just was drinking at a bar at the harbor, and then he went down to his boat, and he fell in the water and hit his head.
Yeah, that's why. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. That makes sense. What's his first name?
Oh, his name was John. Oh, John.
His name was John? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with Mr. John? Because Mr. John is the one that's there standing beside you as if like you already have someone.
I think I see him holding on to the back of your arm, like holding on to you, as if he was like preventing you. Like imagine you're walking into the next room, but someone's holding your arm and preventing you from walking through that doorway. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
What do you want to do?
Huh?
What do you want to do with him?
Just let him go to God and be on his way.
Does he have anybody that was already over there that he would be willing to go to?
Yes, his nephew. His nephew and his sister. And his sister, he was very close to his sister.
Go ahead. What's his sister's name?
Nancy.
Say it again.
Nancy.
Nancy? Okay. Hold on just a minute. All right. Do you feel like somebody just let go of the back of your arm? Like a light breeze?
That's what he would do, is hold on to my arm when we were together.
Right. Do you feel like he just let it go? Do you feel like a lightness?
Yeah, I did. For a second there. Yeah, I did.
Good.
Because what I did is open the veil for him to be able to cross over to go see his nephew and Nancy.
Good.
They were there waiting for him, actually.
Mm-hmm. See, like, for him, this happened so suddenly that I don't think he completely accepted the fact that it was his time, so he lingered.
Yep.
And the only person, the only person that he could hold on to was you. And I think that's, yeah, wow.
Do you feel lighter now?
I feel lighter. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I think that when spirits hang around, it's not good. It's too heavy, kind of. Yeah.
Mhm. Good. Now you're ready to start anew.
Now you're ready. Yep. Now you're ready. Oh my gosh, it's great. I feel like this lightness, this energy, this brightness. It's kind of cool. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, because I do want to have someone else in my life, you know.
Mhm.
He wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that maliciously. He just didn't know. The only thing that he knew was you, and that light was there. Again, he wasn't doing this, out of spite or anything like that. He just didn't know. And
I think a lot of it was fear too, because he left you so quickly. He feared that you may never come back from something like that. And what he didn't realize is that you have, and that you are ready. It's just that one thing holding you back is what was preventing you from moving forward completely.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel lighter. There's some other stuff that it's gotta. Let me hold on just a minute. Get off of your back there, the little stuff. And I'm talking, and I'm cooking, and I'm swishing, and I'm all the way around you. So this is just saying something on the radio, so it's nothing there. Okay. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel lighter. I don't feel as like, it's almost like melancholiness that comes across sometimes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you feel happy? Because I have a smile on my face. It's like, I can do this. Yeah. Yes, now you can do this. There you go. We just opened up a pathway for you so that you could start that journey on the next part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. John sends his love. Thank you very much for all the stuff that you've done for him. That's what he's saying. And he's giving you a flower. I like roses, but he's giving you flowers. If he hasn't gotten before, he is now saying thank you very much for calling in.
Yeah, he used to do that a lot. Yeah, he used to give me flowers all the time.
That is the confirmation that that's who he's seen and that's what he's doing.
Nice. Yeah, he was a sweet man.
Yep. So, and there you go. Now, he would, once he does his little transition back and forth, because he can go now, he's gone through the veil in that form. Now he can come back and really help you to find someone that would be very, very similar to him, and maybe just a little better. So if you would give him permission to be able to help you, he would be more than happy to do that.
Oh, good. Okay. I'll ask him to do that then. Good.
Okay, well, you already did. I mean, you just gave him permission. I mean.
Oh, good. Oh, okay, so he has it. All right, good.
Yeah, you already did that. So with that said, now that we cleared that all up, you actually, Christmas time is a nice time. Nice time to be out walking. I don't know where you're at, but it feels like you're going to be out walking in the snow, going up and down the street with the shops looking in. You're going to bump literally into somebody.
Wow. Oh, good. I'm excited. Wow.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Good job, girlfriend. Good job.
Excellent.
Wonderful. So did you have any final questions for us tonight?
Well, I wanted to know if a job would be coming up for me, too. I've been trying to get a job taking care of the elderly, like a one-on-one type situation in someone's home.
Okay. What are you getting, Donny, on that one?
Job-wise, let's see. I don't see anything panning out job-wise until after the first of the year.
Okay.
Because now that this weight has been lifted from you, it's important for you to work on yourself first. And personally, self-work comes before employment work. Because once you start putting yourself out there more, once you start living without this weight attached to you, you will start bringing in opportunities. You'll start attracting opportunities.
Big time.
Yeah.
So very quickly after the first of the year, something is going to turn up for you. And it's going to be very spontaneous, too.
Yep, I still say that you're going to get bumped, you're going to bump into someone Christmas time, though, or on Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, you were like, woo. Okay.
That's good because I want to lose a little bit of weight too first, and I think it's going to take me a couple months to do it. So
there you go.
Around that time is helpful.
Mm-hmm. And now you'll be able to focus on the work that you need to do, that you want to do for yourself. So
yes,
excellent.
Oh, good. Oh, wow, what a nice reading. Got a lot to look to.
Yeah, I'm getting like, you go, girl, you go, girl, you go, girl.
Hey, me too.
Good. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Oh, wow. And we've been on a roll tonight, haven't we, Brenda dear?
Yes, indeed. I mean, it's just a plethora of energetic energies and peoples and beings, and that was cool. I like doing stuff like that because that helps not just one person, that helps two people and more. Mm-hmm. 3 people, actually. That clears that energy away, and, I like doing that stuff. That stuff there, I like doing it because I like to help people to cross over when they feel like they can't go anywhere and they have to be stuck here and stuff like that. Those are fun things. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Exactly.
Can I say it again? I like that. Do we have any more callers?
Oh, we are done with the callers.
All right.
And we only have about 8 minutes to go still. So did you want to talk to us a little bit about your sojourn to Florida?
My sojourn to Florida, it started out Saturday morning, and we drove down to Knoxville area. My friend and Patty actually is the one who called in earlier. So her and I drove down, where my sister and her friend drove down on Friday. And we all met up down here in Jacksonville at the hotel down here. And tomorrow morning we're getting ready to board the cruise line to the Bahamas. And yeah, it's quite interesting because this whole week my intention was to actually go see the Pope when he came in the United States. And it changed a little bit after that when my sister asked me if I wanted to go Bahamas with her. And grant you, the Pope should have been more important, but unfortunately that wasn't the case this time because my sister, number one, lost her husband in October of last year. And this is one of the first times that we will be able to go on a vacation together. And then also it is our first time to go on a cruise. So I said it was more important to be with her and to have fun with her. So I think
this is a very important moment for her because she's like you were talking about earlier.
What was that?
I said she's coming out of this transitional state, and I think it's very important that you're with her on this journey, especially.
Right. Well, the cool thing about the situation with the Pope, too, with me, is I was going to be out of the country. Well, come to find out, and I had no idea, we are actually going to be like ships in the night because he's going to be flying over to the United States from Cuba on the 22nd, and I'm going to be near that area where he is in Havana or, around the area. So that will be the closest that we've ever been. I'm just going to put it out there, I do have an energetic connection with him. And I don't know why, it just happened that way. But this will be the first time that we've been so close to one another. I literally felt his energy coming down here, getting higher and higher and higher. And he's doing some wonderful things. He's going to do some wonderful things in the United States here, too, when he visits. So, guys, if you get a chance, go see him. I'm plugging him right now. So, go see him. I'm going the opposite way, but go see him. But that's the initial thing. And the Bahamas, I've never really been in international waters. I've flown over the international waters when I was in Peru, or went to visit Peru in 2004, and then coming back. It'll be quite interesting to be in that energy again. And like I said earlier tonight, is the closer you get to the equator, the higher the energy is. And you literally start to not feel like you're in this carbon-based body. So the energy is lighter, the body is lighter, and you receive, number one, healing, always healing, because you're so close to the equator. And the other thing, too, is your senses become more heightened. So that's what's happening with me right now is I'm right here in Florida around the sea salt and the air and everything else, and then also getting closer to the equator. Not that I'm going to be as far as I was when I was in Peru, but it's getting down there. The other thing, too, is I am going to be closer to Patrick's place down in Cuba, which was in Cuba. So that energy there is still connected there. So Patrick has been with me from the start of this whole journey. So there's something else I'm going to be getting with that energy as well. So it's like a 2, 3-fold thing. Huge transition.
Oh, wow.
Huge. So that's it kind of in a nutshell. And I'm going to take a lot of pictures. So if you guys are out there and you want to see some of those pictures, it'll be on Brenda L. Bates Facebook, whatever the slash is, whatever, and it's Brenda L. Bates. The other thing, too, is if you try to friend me, make sure that you send me a message and say, hey, Brenda, I heard you on the Universal Journey show. Could you please add me as a friend? But let me know that, or else I'm not going to do it. I have a lot of requests already, and some of them I don't even want to deal with. But if you send me a message and say, hey, Brenda, can I be your friend? I heard you on Universal Journeys Radio on Sunday night, and I will definitely friend you. And then you can see all the wonderful things that I post, because I'm very inspirational and post some things on there, and then I can be funny, and I post pictures of my cat. She's funny too.
I especially love the cat.
And then I pick on my sister, and some other people too. But the majority of the stuff is very inspirational that goes out there, and I've gotten several comments on that. So it is www.facebook.com/Brenda L. Bates. There, we also have, like Donny mentioned before, we have the Universal Journeys Facebook page, so you can go on and check us out there. And then Donny has Donny Winter, Facebook page, and all that good stuff. So.
Definitely, yeah. We are all over social media, so definitely find us.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and if you want to contact me on Twitter, it is, what is it? I think it's One Great Spirit, and that's my Twitter thing. It's One Great Spirit, and I also have FYI Creative Designs, Facebook, www.facebook.com or whatever it is, and it's FYH Creative Designs, which is Follow Your Heart Creative Designs. With that said, we are down to our 2-minute mark, and this concludes our evening with this beautiful people here we had today on both sides, on the other side and on this side, each and every one of you for coming in and being with us. Next week, I believe Donny is going to have a guest because I'm still going to be out in international waters. So,
I'll either have a guest speaker or I'll be speaking by myself, whichever works.
There you go. So thank you again, everyone, for coming and joining us tonight. And always remember, follow your heart, for only you know which path is right for you. Good night, everyone. Thank you. Namaste.
Good night, and thank you, everyone.